On the last episode, I shared how to find what I call your front door. Hopefully, it gave you something to think about. And you decided or thought about whether you are a writer, a speaker, or a presenter, and also what I call a teacher. Hopefully, it helped you pick one or two places or platforms where you're going to show up and just go all in. I think it really simplifies it, and it allows you to lean into your strengths and where you like to already show up. It's the starting place. But the front door is not where your business is actually built. Yes, your ideal client finds you on social media. That's where that first hello happens. You're saying, "Hi, I'm here," right? And then she stands at that front door and she knocks. You open it, you greet her, you say, "Hello, nice to meet you." And she says, "Nice to meet you. I'd like to get to know you more." But then what? If you invite her in and she walks through that door, is there something tangible to help her? Because she's looking for someone to take her from point A to point B. And if there isn't anything there, if there isn't a membership or a coaching program or something concrete, she's going to turn around and leave because a handshake is not a relationship. A first hello is not a business. The business actually gets built in the rooms. It's tangible and it goes deeper. So today we're going to dive in and talk about how to grow your business. What's inside your business? We're going to go room by room, and I'm going to show you exactly where you can welcome your ideal client and go deeper. All right, grab your warm cup of coffee, my friend. Let's go. Welcome back to the Redlow Woman podcast. I'm your host, Terry Mullen, and I am so glad you're here today. Redlow is older spelled backwards because we are not going back, my friends. We are stepping forward. And this is a space where midlife women reclaim, embrace, define, lead, and own who they are now in this season of life. So grab that coffee and let's step forward together. This month, we're talking about how to define and build your brand and your business. And on the last episode, I helped you define what your front door is. And today, I want to go deeper. I want you to define how you actually build your business, how you build the house of your business. So if you missed it, I encourage you to go back and listen to episode 187. But today, we're going to talk about kind of the whole vision, that 360 view. And I want to lay out the foundation for you so that you can kind of see it all at once. I actually grew up in a family restaurant business. So I think about this online space a little bit differently. In the restaurant business, you actually have a physical front door that someone walks through. You have an entrance and there's an order to it, there's structure. But online, it feels a little bit different, doesn't it? We actually have to create it. We have to think about welcoming someone into our business a little bit differently. We actually have to create what I call a metaphoric front door. And you don't just meet a stranger and pull them straight into your living room. There are steps to nurture that relationship and to build trust along the way. Yes, social media is that first handshake. It's that first hello. It's saying, "Hey, I'm here. Nice to meet you. This is who I am." It's an introduction, kind of like what you would do at a business networking event. And your front door is actually where they enter your world. It is warmer than that first hello. And for me, it's the podcast. For you, it might be a Substack article or a LinkedIn article or a blog or a longer video on YouTube. It's that long form content. It goes deeper than that 1.5 minute short reel that you might create. It allows your ideal person to go deeper with you to learn more about who you are and what you do. And I really believe in long form content, especially today. It builds trust. And the front porch is where your ideal client lingers. It's where they're going to sit for a while. They're going to listen to that podcast while sitting on a porch swing, or read your newsletter, or watch a video, or maybe even attend a masterclass to get to know you a little bit more. And then your living room is where that real conversation happens, where connection happens. And today, this matters more than anything because it becomes tangible. It's where relationships are built. It's where trust is built. And maybe this looks like a call that you might set up with a potential client to see if you're a good fit to coach them. Or maybe it's a free masterclass that they might attend. But it allows them to step into a room to get to know you a little bit more. And then your inner circle is actually where you save them a seat. And they actually pull up a chair and stay for a while. For me, that's my Redlow Women Network. That is a paid monthly membership. And it also is my coaching program. It's actually a tangible offer. It's something that someone can buy and actually have the opportunity to work with you. So, as I'm describing, each room takes your ideal client a little bit deeper. Each room builds a little bit more trust. You're not dragging someone along the way. It's not a cold invite. You're warmly inviting them into your home. I use home as a visualization because it's very warm, it's very personal. It allows you to go deeper and make a deep connection. And we do it one room at a time. So let's walk through this. Let's walk through each room. Let's start with the front porch. It's your home base, it's where you show up. It's the place where you show up consistently, where your ideal client comes to sit with you again and again. She sits on her front porch in a porch swing on a hot summer day with a cold glass of tea, and she listens to your podcast or reads your newsletter or your Substack. She's in her happy place. She's relaxed. She's swinging to and fro, and there's a light breeze blowing, and there's a smile on her face. And you're there too on your front porch because that's where you like to be. For me, my front porch is very cozy. It's a sacred space. It's this podcast. It's my happy place. I love being here. I love showing up here every week. I have a smile on my face and a warm cup of coffee sitting right next to me on my desk. Same porch, same swing, same podcast. And you know exactly where to find me. And there's magic here on this front porch. A lot of magic happens here in this sacred space. I only create my episode once a week here, and then it travels everywhere. And I use Riverside as my platform. It's one stop. It's one door with many rooms. I sit here, I record one podcast on Riverside, who actually sponsors this podcast, which I'm so grateful for. And I believe in this platform so much. But from here, once I sit here and I record this podcast, I walk away with an audio and maybe a video if I've done an interview or I do a video podcast, and I have a transcript. That one piece of content then becomes my social media post, a reel, a LinkedIn article, and even the bones for my newsletter. I didn't have to create 5 different things in 5 different spaces. I created one thing and then I let it travel. I repurposed it from here. And you've likely heard me say that I am a Target shopper. I am a one stop shopper. I like everything under one roof and I like to keep it really simple. And I believe that that's how we stay really consistent because we can get so distracted today with so many things that are available. There are so many different platforms, there are so many different ways that we can do something, and we get completely overwhelmed. And when we get overwhelmed, we get paralyzed and we don't take action. So, when we're able to show up on one platform and be consistent and something that allows us to do multiple things in one place, it simplifies everything and it allows us to keep that engine moving. So that's why I love it. One stop, one podcast, and I distribute it in many different ways. Now, I also have decided, you probably heard me say that I am moving my platform, my website, my funnels, my landing pages, my community, my CRM, all over to Funnel Gorgeous. Again, it's one-stop shopping, and I'm so excited. It's a big uh, ship to turn around, but I'm doing it. I'm working on it, and I actually talk about this in episode 186 if you'd like to give that a listen. I called that Stop Duct Taping Your Business. I think it's a really powerful episode, and I think it could really help you. So, whatever your front door is, let it become your porch, that one place where you create something that you love, and then you repurpose it from there. Now, my podcast has also become my newsletter, which I just mentioned. And I think this is really important because I believe that we all need a newsletter when we're growing our business. And I really want you to hear me because I think this is important. I think doing a newsletter is hard. It takes a lot of mental energy, at least it does for me, and I'm a writer. But no matter what door you choose, whether you're a writer as well, or a speaker or a presenter, you do need a newsletter. I don't care if you've ever thought of yourself as a writer or if you think it's the hardest place to start. It's where real conversation happens. It's quieter. It's more personal. It's where your ideal client actually hears you without an algorithm deciding whether she gets to or not. And the reason that it matters the most is because your newsletter is yours. It's not borrowed land, it's owned land. Nobody can change the algorithm and bury it. No one can suspend your account and take it from you. You hold those emails. Those email addresses belong to you. It's your content, it's your relationship. And when you build everything on social media the way we were taught back in 2020, we're building something on borrowed land. And that no longer works. I'm not the only one saying this. You've heard people say this over and over. And also, Trust today is the most important thing. People want to build trust. They don't build trust through a fleeting post or a fleeting video. And when you put your whole house on a lot that you actually don't own, there may come a day when that landlord decides to change the rules and everything you built can suddenly disappear. I've seen it happen, and you likely have as well. But a newsletter is land you own. So I encourage you to build it there. And I also encourage you to build a podcast because that's not disappearing either. Even if it's small, even if you have just a handful of people that are following you, I encourage you to start and to show up consistently because that is actually the space where you can invite people in to step into your living room, to get to know you more, to build that relationship, to go deeper. And that's what you want. And that's one of the things that I love about Riverside so much is that it really helps me create my newsletter because it has AI built into their platform. Now, you don't have to let it write for you. And trust me, I am someone that when AI first rolled out, I was like, I'm not using AI. I'm a writer. But now what I've learned is that it can take all this content and simplify. It helps unload my mental load. It allows me to do a brain dump. And you take that content and then you make it your own. You use your words, the way you tell your stories, but it gives you a framework and an outline. Now, the next thing I just want to share is it's not about the numbers, right? I know what many of you are thinking. We were taught that it's all about the numbers, it's all about the downloads, it's all about the followers and the likes, but it no longer is. I even heard the community leader for Riverside share in her newsletter that it really is not about numbers anymore or downloads, especially with podcasts. Okay. People want to build relationships. It's all about connection and community and relationships. People want to go deeper. I know a lot of women with very small audiences now that are doing 6 and 7 figures. And I also know women with large followings that are not doing well. So the difference is not the size of the room. It's the depth and the connection that you make inside the rooms you're building and inside the business you're building. You know, relationships have never gone out of style. Relationships really are what business is all about. Businesses are built on relationships. Now, that's what I did as a hairstylist. Yes, I was great at color. I was a color specialist and I was really good at it. But what I was even better at and really amazing at was building relationships. And I learned early on, not only in that business, but growing up in the restaurant business, that business is all about relationships. So don't wait until the room is full to start talking or to start sharing who you are or to start sending that newsletter. Talk to women who are already there, who are curious, who are knocking on your door. Reach out, shake their hand, even metaphorically, open the door, save them a seat, and invite them in. That's what builds a business. Now, your living room is your inner circle. That's where your ideal client actually steps into your world and stays for a while. They pull up a seat and they want to belong. They want to step into the room where you are. They want your help. They want your support. They want to learn from you. And they're either going to buy a membership or a coaching program or something so that you can help them get to where they want to go. For me, one of those places is my Redlow Women Network. It's where I invite women to pull up a chair and to stay. We go deeper. We meet once a month and we learn and we grow together and support each other. I have guest speakers. I also have a topic that I talk about. We roundtable, we have conversation, we share the good, the hard, the messy part of growing an online business. And then I offer tools that will help them move forward. And we have deep connection. Your inner circle might be a membership like mine. It might be a mastermind. It might be a group program. It might be a community. But whatever it is actually something tangible that she can buy from you. And it allows her to be in that room and stop being just part of the audience and actually be part of your world. And that's what I teach women that I'm guiding and leading and helping build their programs. You're not necessarily going to make money from your podcast. You might get a sponsor, but we're not all Mel Robbins or Joe Rogan or Jay Shetty or people that I consider to be celebrities in this space, right? Gone are those days where people are just seeking sponsorships. Your podcast is an opportunity to share who you are, to go deeper, to share a class that you're leading, or to share an offer that you have, or to share a way that they can connect with you, to coach with you. It becomes a vehicle for them to connect with you on a deeper level. You're not necessarily going to make money from your newsletter either. When you're first starting out, you can do it for free. And then you can offer a paid newsletter to go even deeper and share more information. My daughter does that. And you can also show up on Substack. That's a paid platform as well. But your podcast and your newsletter and even your YouTube videos are just a way to invite people into your world. But your course, your frameworks, your community, your membership, your mastermind, your group programs, that's actually how you offer coaching for people that you're trying to help. So think about every room in your house or in your business, right? You've got your porch, your living room, and you have your inner circle. They are relationship building opportunities. That's how trust is built, room by room. And one day, your client or your ideal client is going to decide that she wants to work with you. You are building a relationship. You're building a house. And it's often what most people miss. Because that front door, your virtual front door, or actually, if you have a brick and mortar store, your physical front door is just your way of inviting people in to step through that door. And once they're in, think about where you're taking them next. And the women I'm guiding who want to build something real, something that lasts, are the ones that are looking for ways to make a deeper connection, especially today. So if your head is spinning a little, take a deep breath. We don't do this all in one day, right? We do it step by step. We do it room by room. And we start small, we start messy, we do it imperfectly. But the most important thing is that you start. And if you're curious about more about who I am, come join the Redlow Women Network. It is very affordable. I have a yearly membership and we meet once a month, like I shared. I'll put the link here in the show notes so that you can check it out. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And if you're wanting more coaching, if you're wanting to take your business from idea, from concept to actually building a brand from your personal or professional experience, and you need to build out your funnels and a website and actually how much you will charge and all the things that go with that and building it on different platforms, I'm here to help you. It's my favorite thing to do to help you go from point A to point B. I customize a program that will help you do exactly that. And we can get it done in 3 or 6 months, depending on what you feel like you need. But reach out to me. Everything's here in the show notes. I'd love to connect with you. Think about your front door, where you want to meet your ideal client and how you're actually going to nurture and build that relationship, how you can go deeper and create that connection. It all starts with your message and then how you invite them into your world and then how they can actually connect with you and what community you are creating. So let's do that together. I'm here to help you step forward. Until we meet again, know that you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are valued, and reminded that you belong. And if you need a place to gather, please come pull up a chair. I've saved a space for you inside the Redlow Women Network. Have an amazing day. Keep stepping forward. God bless.